This is for the creators.
Ready? Mm-hmm. I'm Vinay.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is for the creators.
Yeah.
What's up?
All good, man. You?
Feels good to be back doing Spotlight.
Yeah. And doing it on the live Instagram.
I know.
With an audience.
Got an audience that was missing us. So
yeah.
Feels good to be missed.
Yes. It's fun, man. It's all good. What's been going on?
Yeah, just been making some really good waves behind the scenes with our planning. I'm excited about.
Planning. This is the sound of us rubbing our hands together.
Yeah, things are going really good behind the scenes. I'm just really excited about what the future holds for the creators and our platform and how we're going to move things forward.
Got some exciting things planned.
Yeah, outside of that, I went to the sauna and the steam room, got a good massage. I was feeling myself.
Yeah, life is good.
Yeah.
Life is good.
What about you?
Yeah, no steam room, no sauna, just a lot of wedding planning. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all been fun.
Have you turned into Groomzilla yet?
Not yet. Not yet. It's not time yet.
Have you encountered Bridezilla yet?
No, not yet. I don't want to. So just keeping it all good.
Keeping it cool, calm and collected, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Alex Manzi this week on the latest sit-down episode. What did you get from that?
I think the main thing that I got from that interview when I listened back was it was kind of deep towards the end when he was talking about that you have the ability to redefine yourself at any moment. And I thought that's really cool because like sometimes like you get put into a box and sometimes even like the people that you grow up with and things like that, they know you for being a particular way, but at any point in your life you can choose to redefine yourself and redefine your character. So I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I think mine was the same. Yeah, about not being afraid to be open and have that transition period in your life where if something can go wrong, if something goes wrong, then sit with it and be with it, and then just let that take you where it takes you. Yeah. And
it was also cool to learn about, the BBC's plans for podcasts and things like that.
Yes,
that was really
it's
cool.
A massive trend.
Yeah.
For youth culture, and the BBC are getting involved heavily. So, yeah, it's been that was a really interesting episode.
Good for us, especially since we're doing podcasts. So, BBC One Extra just saying, holla.
They will.
Yeah. So, should we introduce our guest?
Yes.
We have the one, the only, the big, the bad, the bold.
Big, yeah.
The Grime Violinist is in the house.
Hey.
Yo, what's going on?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me down. It's nice to be
coming
here.
down. I remember when I saw you on Instagram, I was like, woo, violinist, Grime. It just seems like two things that don't really like, obviously, there's instrumentals on the beat. But then I've always thought about Grime as one thing, and then violin is like more classical.
I think the live instrument hasn't been put in before so much. Obviously, there's string sounds on Grime that like always.
That's like one of the main sounds.
Yeah, exactly. Strings or wind is pretty much always on a Grime beat. But just thought I'd do it live since I love Grime and I love playing the violin. I was like, let's do this. So
when did you first do it?
One of the first things I did was, I don't know if you remember a series called SBTV String Sessions, which was with my string quartet.
Oh wow,
that was years ago.
Yeah,
quite a while back. And we were sort of backing various artists. Who was on there? Michael Payne, Lady Lisha, a few sort of different artists come in to jump on, and we were doing strings with beats, and I was just like, oh man, this is what I need to do, because I'm classically trained and I hadn't done much outside that genre until then. Just did a few sessions for like hip hop and pop and stuff, and I much preferred that to playing the classical. And then when I did that, I was like, you know what, I've got to try doing playing to the music that I like to go and like rave to. So I did that, and just a couple of years ago really I put up like a video on Instagram of me playing to like one of my favorite Grime tunes, and then I was like, okay, there's an audience for that, because it kind of popped off.
That's dope. Sick. The power of Instagram, right? AKA internet, AKA everything, the world.
Yeah, we kind of think Instagram's basically the whole internet in one app.
Fact. I don't have Snapchat. Or,
Yeah, no, I've deleted mine.
Yeah,
well, I haven't
or-
deleted it, I just don't use it.
I don't have a lot of
Facebook,
other
I'll
things.
go on and just post about the podcast and come straight back on.
Literally, yeah, I don't have a social one either. I've just got an artist page, but yeah, Instagram is the one.
Yeah.
Especially for creatives, like you can show what you're doing visually and audibly. Like compared with
Literally.
Twitter, like it's no comparison.
I don't know, like, honestly, if I'd have been able to find the amount of people that I have for this show without Instagram. Could you imagine if you had to literally go and look in the magazine or dig? You wouldn't even know because a lot of people will still be underground.
Yeah,
They'll
totally.
be difficult to find.
Very
I wouldn't
true.
have a career. 100%. I wouldn't have the career that I do now without Instagram.
So
Almost
what
like-
changed for you after that?
Basically, like 90% of my work comes from Instagram. Like sort of bookings for events or sessions or link ups with MCs or producers, and then collaborating with them. It's all through Instagram.
Wow.
Because people just
Crazy.
connect. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Insta.
Yeah. Well,
Insta, don't go away.
you had
Please
to you had to build yourself up to put your stuff out there on Instagram first. So
Yeah, I mean, that didn't take too much. That was all right. A lot of my videos are sort of from my bedroom. They're not pro. I get like, you know what? I get a lot more views on the ones that I've done in my bedroom than the ones that I get shot professionally.
Really?
How mad is that? People, I think they relate to
People like
something.
authenticity.
Yeah,
innit?
totally. Yeah, exactly.
They want to feel like if that was me one day, if I'm in my bedroom, I can do that and be as popular as her. So.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about Instagram. It is really like quite a personal connection.
yeah.
Madly.
So if we can just take it a little bit way back into time, right? How did you first get into playing the violin? At what age did you start?
I started when I was 7. It was the first instrument that was offered at school after the recorder.
Yeah.
I was about to
remember
say, yeah. And there was sort of group lessons of violins, which must have been horrible. There was like 30 of us, it's like 7 and 8 year olds playing violins in one class.
Yeah.
I don't know whose idea that was, but I'm grateful for it. And I'm
Must
also
have had earplugs.
yeah, for real. I'm also grateful for my parents for the first like 2 years of just scratchy noises, because it's not like the guitar that you can pick up and
Actually.
just play couple of notes, and even if it's like the wrong note, it still sounds all right.
Yeah.
With the violin, it's mostly the bow hand that makes the sort of the big difference of whether it
Yeah.
sounds nice or not. And it takes a while
So
to
what
learn
is
that.
the bow hand for people like me who have?
Oh, sorry, the right hand that holds the bow, so it's like it bows the string.
Can
Yeah,
you be
puts the bows.
left-handed and play the violin?
You can, but weirdly, you don't play it the other way around. Like guitarists have left-handed guitars and they restring it the other way round.
Because the strings would be upside
But
down.
violinists don't, and I don't know why that is.
So you can't be ambidextrous on the violin.
No.
That's strange though. Why wouldn't they?
You know what? There's a niche for that. Someone
Yeah.
needs to do it. And
It needs to be
then
equal-
they'll
equal
change.
opportunities
Why has
for
no one
violinists.
changed that?
It's true. It's
I don't know,
like-
yeah.
I never even thought about it until I just asked the question. But I just assumed that there'll be one for each hand. Well, if
But I
you're-
suppose if you're ambidextrous, then it shouldn't be a problem.
that's true.
Yeah. Bring on the left-handed violins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it the only instrument that you play?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah. I've sort of dabbled with a few others when I was little, but no, kind of a one-trick pony now. I think it's better to focus on one and do it half decent than, spread myself about. So, yeah.
Dope.
So when did you first encounter grime and the sound of grime?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't even know. It would have been in a club in Watford, definitely.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, near there. And then my friends and I used to go out in Watford all the time. So,
Whenabouts was that? Like what year?
I'm age neutral, so you ain't getting that.
Age neutral.
Yeah, I'm spreading that.
I'm using that.
I'm officially
Yes.
age neutral from now on.
Yes.
Thank
How old are
you.
you? I'm actually neutral.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right.
The only reason I asked
know.
is because we had True Tiger
Oh, yeah,
on as one of our episodes, and
Legend.
he used to put on raves in Watford
Yeah, probably
for
area.
grime. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
age
But
neutral.
since you're age neutral, that was probably way
Yeah.
before your time.
Let's say
Yeah.
it was.
Let's say it was.
Yeah, so I did a little bit of
Probably
digging.
in the club. And yeah. Sorry, carry on.
I did a little bit of digging and found out that your favourite track is When I'm Here.
Yes. It still is, that hasn't changed in so
Bad
many
boy
years.
track.
What do you like about the track?
It's just ridiculous.
Is
Like-
it the beat or is it the lyrics? What? It's just everything.
No, it's the
about
beat.
track.
Yeah.
It's the beat and the way the lyrics are spat.
Yeah.
Attitude.
All the 8 bars.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just the.
Yeah,
just
I
it
think
makes
that-
you
You have
do
to put on
screw
that
face.
face.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, man.
No, I think that track especially, I think that really encapsulates what grime is and was, especially in that era.
Yeah, it's a good description
The sounds
of
and
it.
everything,
Yeah.
and the video as well,
Mad.
especially then.
Like
That video was sick, because back then it was like Channel U days,
Mm-hmm.
so videos didn't really have high production
No,
quality. But
yeah.
when that came
They
out, it was like, it
just
looked like a
started.
Nike advert. Like, it was dope. Yeah.
Yeah, it was that changing point of
Mm.
them. Yeah, some people sort of believing it in that a lot enough to put the money into the videos.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's dope.
So why did you choose grime over classical music?
Just because it's sort of, that's a good question. The energy to me is like, just I love it. I love the energy of it, and although I like classical music, and obviously I'm so grateful to be trained classically, because I think without classical training, if I was just playing along to pop tracks, I don't think I'd have enough sort of technique to be able to do other genres. But I remember I did, after the grades, I went to uni and studied music at uni, and I did the degree, and I liked it, but I wasn't sort of, like lots of my peers were like obsessed with classical music,
Yeah.
and I definitely wasn't. I just wanted to go out with my mates, to be honest.
What
The
was
reason
your
I went to
degree in?
uni in music,
Okay.
and specialising in violin performance. But yeah, they really loved the classical music, and I really just wanted to go out and rave. So that's the only reason I went to uni. Like, I was honest with my parents at the time. I was like, the only reason I'm doing this is to go and
Freshers.
party, and they were like, "We're okay with that. It's good for your social skills." I was like, "Yes, come on."
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, that I guess it feels more me. And to be honest, like I get to jump up on stage and like dance around and like do a bit of a madness compared with sitting in an orchestra, which suits some people. It's just not me. I've got too much. I don't want to play the music that's in front of me, if I'm honest. I want to make up the music. And that to me is my creativity. Other people's creativity will be playing a piece of classical music perfectly like the composer intended. That's not for me.
So would you say that you play by ear?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Obviously, I read music. And to be honest, when I'm writing music, I do write it out, but that's only because my memory's crap.
Oh, okay, right.
Like I'll riff to something and I'll go, okay, that sounded all right, and sometimes record it and then I'll write it down in notation. So I call it my Bible. My Bible is like every single grime track that I've ever played over or written is in this one Bible. So I'm just
Wow.
like, this is my
The
my
Holy
oracle
Grail.
is if I ever lost it, it would be peaked. But yeah, I use notation for myself, but I don't often read off it anymore. When I go in and do studio sessions, someone just plays me a beat and I play over it, and we just pick the best bits, basically.
Yeah. What is that like for you in the studio when you're playing a bit?
My favourite thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have that creativity, to be given that much. Because when you start out as a violinist doing studio sessions, you get given the music or someone else is writing it, and then you can get to a certain stage if people start to know that you can actually write it yourself, that they trust you just to come in, and literally you get paid to go and do what you love, and then someone else does the production bit and makes it sound even better.
Yeah.
And then it gets released and you're like, wow, this is my job.
So what tracks are out there with your live violin on it?
Oh, that's a good question. The last one that went out was Maxwell D. Grimy Stuff. I think that was the last one. And then what else would people have heard of? Control from Heavy Trackers. I've got a little bit of a violin intro on Rude Boy Flex, which was the Get Some Face track that I really liked.
Yeah.
That came out last year. They're about. Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm sort of just in the process of now sort of being a featured artist rather than just having, like, my backing strings are on a lot of tracks.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, okay, now sort of,
I want to be seen.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, I want to
'Cause I'm
be
here.
writing.
Yeah, exactly, because I'm here when I'm here.
So have you ever encountered any other like grime violinists when you're out there, or is it just only you?
No. Someone told me about one today, though, so I've been saying...
Probably coming after you.
No, so far, like, I've been saying, I'm the only one in the world, but apparently there is another one that I don't know, so I can't now say that, I don't think. But I'm the only...
original.
Yeah, I'm sort of... I know that no one else is calling themselves the grime violinists. So,
Grime,
yeah,
exactly.
I think I'm the only one specialising like that.
Would you
yeah.
consider other genres?
I have done, to be honest. Like, that's how I pay my bills. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Aside from doing grime violin, I play violin for other things, mostly pop, soul, bit of hip hop. Yeah.
Because obviously, like, I came up through grime, producing grime, and musically, it's quite restricted in terms of the kind of riffs that you'd use and stuff, and it's quite repetitive in the composition of it. When you're going into the studio with someone, are you just limited it within that, or do you take it somewhere else?
No, definitely not limited. I definitely started off like that, thinking I've got to stick to how grime sounds.
Yeah.
I've got to do a 1-bar riff that is really catchy, and that's all I need to do. And then the producer will take it, maybe chop it up a bit in like a B section, and maybe do just like a breakdown section, and then repeat it. But now I don't think there is that restriction. I think people are telling whole stories within a grime track. Like the sections, there's an intro. If I'm playing on intro, it's probably something quite lyrical, so I can do a different, that's not a grime riff. And same in the breakdowns, and you can layer up things like, I've got some tracks coming up at the moment, coming out soon, that most of the layers are mine. So like the chords throughout are mine, and then there's pizzicato layers, and there's all sorts of different, stabbing chords, and they're but it's just layered violins. So definitely.
What's a pizzicato?
Sorry, pizzicato. That means plucking the string,
Yeah,
so it makes that nice blink, blink, blink sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me over here, I'm just like, oh.
No, sorry, I should explain that. Yeah.
Well, funny enough, they always use that sound in like cooking shows, for example. I don't know why, but
Really? I've never noticed that.
Watch any baking show.
Okay.
When they're doing it, it's like blink, 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 blink. It's like they're doing something mischievous or something like that. It's so funny.
Yeah, it has that. Yeah.
So, do you have any other musical influences outside of grime?
I mean, it's got to be obviously classical because that's how I'm trained. I still listen to hip hop. I still listen to the chart. I love Motown and gospel.
Why is that?
It just hits your heart, doesn't it? I'm not saying that's influenced my playing, but I listen to a lot of it, so it's probably subconsciously in there.
A lot of those songs did have strings as well back then.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Actually, one of my favourite gigs so far was I got asked to do a disco gig at Hammersmith Apollo, and it was one of the most fun things I've ever done. Like, I got to do all those them kind of proper disco strings, and literally I was living my best life up there. Yeah.
So what was it like performing at the Royal Albert Hall? Glastonbury, Thailand, Wonder Fruit Festival?
Wonder Fruit, yeah. It's a big festival in Thailand, but no one really knows what it is
like,
here.
Wonder Fruit?
It's like, what is that?
I was like, am I reading that right?
That was a beautiful festival. Yeah, I performed with London Electronic Orchestra over there at the beginning of this year or last year. I've lost the plot now. This year, I think. And that was an amazing experience.
What is it like to paint a picture for the audience? Is it you yourself?
No, that one wasn't. That was with London Electronic Orchestra.
Okay,
so it was a reduced force. So there was like 5 of us on stage, and I made my vocal debut.
Oh yeah,
as you do. So I love to sing, but I don't really do it.
Yeah.
Sort of, do you know what I mean? It's just I sing around my house, and I love singing along to the tracks I'm playing. But they just needed an extra vocal riff kind of done live over there, and I was like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Thinking, that'd be fine. And then just before the thing, I was just like, I've never sung in public, and there was something like, there's 5,000 people here, and we're headlining, and I was just looking out, going, I've really put myself up for that, haven't I? But no, it was fine. It was fine. Yeah, it was literally, it was a one-liner, but still.
Sometimes it's the best way to do it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sticking yourself out there.
And
Royal Albert Hall?
Royal Albert Hall, the first time I played at the hall, I was 18. That was, with some youth orchestra or something like that when I was 18. And I just remember that just been such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
They did the thing where like confetti fell from the ceiling.
Oh,
and
wow.
that in the Albert Hall is just epic.
Yeah,
like
man.
it just, you're looking around going, wow,
Such an
what is
iconic
happening?
venue.
Yeah.
I performed there when I was 5 or 6 years old with a
What?
choir.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
You've been big for
Wow.
a long time.
Yeah, long time.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Big thing.
Yeah, but that, again, it was like you're just in awe of the whole venue itself,
Yeah.
man. It's so iconic.
Imagine at
Yeah.
that age, you must have seen huge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
even bigger as well.
Yeah.
Even bigger, yeah. Little old me.
Yeah, since then, like my quartet is the events quartet, which is quite nice.
What?
So
Oh,
yeah,
wow, okay.
we get to play for their events over there, but it's nice to go back there. And fun fact, I was an usher at the Albert Hall for about 2 or 3 years.
I've waitressed there as well.
Ah,
That was my claim to
okay. Exactly. So
You guys
like,
get to perform.
we get
and I was
to-
just like,
Should have seen Vanessa's face.
would you like a canapé?
I was showing people to their seats, so I feel you. I feel you. Not that
Oh,
there's anything
wow.
wrong with that, but
Gotta
it was
start somewhere.
yeah, absolutely, and like it was a really nice way just to sort of get embedded in the world because it's so their program is so diverse there. I got to see so many amazing things.
That's true, actually.
Like pop, classical, rock, like the tennis, random. But yeah, it was a nice thing to do for a bit of extra cash.
Exactly. And you're in that iconic venue, man. It's just, wow.
Yeah, going there, seriously, after 2 years of showing people to the seats in Albert Hall, coming up to the front door of that place, never got tired. I always looked up to it going like, whoa.
And then going
Just
full
amazing.
circle to then be performing.
Then to come
there.
back and perform, it's
That's
all right.
nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all right.
It's a bit of
That's
a
what
ride.
dreams are made of.
Correct.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about your violin. It's a pity that you didn't bring it today, but I'm sure we can post a pic on our Insta.
Yeah, you can take
it
your
was
pic.
designed by on Instagram is Exhibit 69. What's the
Yeah,
actual
so you're
name?
talking about the
design of it.
that's the designer. Yeah. So the
what's
designer.
his name? Is that
Exhibit 69 is his name.
That's
His
what it
name,
goes
his
by.
actual name is Marcus. Nice one. But yeah, so he graffitied. I've got 2 violins, and he graffitied one of them. I say graffitied,
Yeah.
it's better than that. It's like not that there's anything wrong with graffiti, but yeah, he painted it amazingly.
Got some dope lyrics on there as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should read it out.
I
'cause I've
think you
actually
should
got it
because
here.
literally, like
Can I read it out with the
he's
same,
got
though,
bars,
like,
and
or
I
should
didn't
I
expect
spit?
it.
Well, did he make it up?
He made up the poem. How
Oh, is it?
mad
Did
is
you know
that?
I was trying to look for it because it has "Boy Better Know" at the end of it. So I was thinking, is that
Ah.
a "Boy Better Know"
Spoiler alert.
track? So then I tried to look for it.
No, it's amazing. Like he said, "Oh, I want to put some lyrics on it or something like that," and I was like, "Yeah, that's a chord idea." And he's like, "Oh, write a poem." I was like, "Okay, send it to me." Like, and he sent it, and I was just like,
It's
"Oh
sick.
my
Wow.
god!"
Should I read it
Yeah,
out?
go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Grime gave more than a voice to the forgotten youth with the ability to spit flames and set fire to the booth. I feel like I'm spitting right now. From pirate stations to crews, made visible by SBTV, Grime Daily, Link Up TV, and Channel U, RIP. You see, the real will never die. For this was birthed by the streets. 140 BPM, the speed of the beat, where styles of jungle, hip-hop, garage and bashment meet. Producers and MCs clash to compete. For pride, fuck a fee. What's the best? Who's the best? Spit your bars and we will see who rolls deep. With trigger fingers held up high to the sky and tunes get pulled up by the crowds. Reaction, excitement, satisfaction, and the DJ has to rewind. It's the sign of the times, not rap, bruv. This is grime. Made in the manner we call home sweet home, so don't get it twisted, boy. Better know.
Boy better know.
Come on, how hard is that?
That is sick.
Really? Isn't it? Okay, yeah. Everyone check out Exhibit 69.
No, he
he's
smashed it.
amazing. He's not like that's not even what he does, and that's how talented he is at that. Let alone his artwork. So
I was
yeah.
genuinely online searching to see if I can find, because I didn't want to come on and be like, oh, so you know that track that you've got on your violin?
Yeah.
And then you'd have been like, yeah, but you should know that track if you like to read
Oh, yeah, can you imagine?
So I was like, I can't find it.
Can you
Right,
imagine?
it should be on a track though.
Yeah,
No,
it's
honestly.
dope.
Yeah.
Good for you. You're making tracks.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right.
Should we talk about that?
So what have you got? Yeah, what have you got coming up with your own music?
Yes. For the first time, I'm releasing my own instrumentals, an EP of 7 tracks that's out in a couple of weeks. And yeah, each track is with a different grime producer who's obviously already established in the scene.
Yeah.
If I start naming them, I'm going to forget someone.
Yeah.
I can. Let me try. Let me try
Go
doing
ahead.
it. Okay. Filthy Gears, Star One, Outsider, Dexplicit, Nat Powers, Nutty P. Oh, they're gonna kill me. Come on. Morpheus. So the
Sick.
legend that is
Yeah.
Morpheus.
Dope.
There you go.
Dope. So how did that all come about?
I just wanted to, so like obviously on my Instagram, people like the covers that I do of other people's tracks. And when I do covers, I don't just play the melody that's already there. I like to mix it up a bit. But I wanted to prove that I could write as well as, you know, not just cover other people's stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted to prove that, you know, violin could be as hard as, you know, the synth strings on a grime track, basically. And it's a different sound. It's a different sound to, I think, that anything is out there at the moment, apart from really hard grime.
Yeah.
It's definitely the hardest thing you'll hear a classically trained violinist bring out.
What's it like though? Is the violin acting as the MC on these tracks?
It's supposed to be like for MCs to spit over.
Oh, okay,
so
cool.
yeah, I'll release it. So it's like the violin is the lead in every track. So there
Right,
are riffs
okay,
and
okay.
layers and things like that, and the violin is definitely the prominent thing. But there's space for MCs to spit over as well.
So what's your hope for that?
I just want it to like inspire people's creativity. Like, how nice is that to be able to bring something else that out that other people are gonna then use for their creativity, and then send it back to me, and I'd be like, rah,
Yeah.
like, you did that with
Crazy.
that. That's
Yeah.
gonna be mad. Yeah, I'm
Mad.
really looking forward to it.
The Grime Violinist Challenge.
That is
That's true,
100% happening. Yes, you've beaten me to it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just no, it's fine. Like, yeah. As soon as the EP has dropped, there will be a challenge. Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, sick.
So I wanted to ask this question: if you can create another EP featuring your top 5 grime artists,
Ooh.
who would they be and why?
Ooh. 5. Okay. That's a good question. I
That's a
think,
tough question.
yeah. Number 1 gets.
Mm-hmm.
Just, do I need a reason? Like, yeah, no.
Give me a reason.
Yeah, legendary spitter, legendary lyricist, and I've just like he's always been, one of my number ones in terms of like delivery, basically, and just
For sure. Yeah. His delivery
yeah,
is
it's
mad.
just another level. Kano,
Yeah,
I think Kano is probably the first grime I ever heard. You know.
really.
What tune?
Oh, I don't know. I just remember his voice from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know which one. Probably. Oh, Lady Likes. Big love for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna work. Should I go on with?
2 more.
Yeah, I know. The first 3 were easy because
Yeah.
they're kind of things I think about quite a lot. And now I'm just like, oh,
What about?
Oh
the
my
big,
God.
the big bad Stormzy.
the Big Bag Stormzy, yeah.
Work with Stormzy.
100%, of course. Like, yeah. That would take my sound out to a whole new audience because his audience is so wide.
Yeah.
It spans everywhere now. So I would 100% put him in the
And on his album, he
mix.
did use a lot of like live instruments,
That's true.
even though
Yeah.
it was like typical grime sounds, like with Spyro and
yeah,
the
exactly.
big horns and stuff.
Yeah.
So you got one more.
One more. Going with. It's either. Can I have 2?
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'll go. The coming in the joint 5th position is Lady Lisha, and P Money.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. That's
you
my
go.
6/5.
There you go.
Yeah, could you imagine how crazy it would be if that EP
If that is the
actually
EP,
came out?
yeah.
Oh, I'm
Just saying.
Yeah. No, I'm
Next
putting it
EP.
out there. Like, yeah, for
100%.
real.
Put it out
For
there
real.
into the universe.
No,
yeah.
next year definitely an album straight EP with artists featured will definitely be happening. I wanted to release the EP of instrumentals first to sort of showcase the different producers and sort of prove that I can write.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's collaborations in the pipeline, and if anyone sort of you really loves those instrumentals and can re-release with artists on them, then happen.
So you're part of Girls of Grime. How did that come about? Were you like one of the founding members?
That's
Well,
a good
what is it?
question.
What is it? Yeah.
Girls of Grime is a movement started by Shakira, big up Shakira, just to represent girls in grime that don't necessarily have as big a platform as the guys. As you can see by going to a grime event and most people on stage being male. So yeah, she was sort of, I think it's to even the score by doing that. And she had a wicked event at Birthdays a month or 2 ago, which had a little had a little set on there, and there was a cypher, and there was performances by loads of people, sort of Lady Likes, Lost Soldier, Lioness, and more. And the cypher was sort of the bit that I heard a lot of people say afterwards, oh, rah, okay, that's as hard as a cypher with guys on it.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, yeah. Why are you surprised by that? But,
Exactly.
yeah, those ladies go in.
Of course,
Like,
it's grime.
Exactly.
There's no, you can't not go
Exactly.
in.
But
yeah.
it would be nice not to have that.
That's the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
Level
But
playing field.
yeah, it just I'm sure it will happen, and I think it will start to happen fast now.
Dope.
So you're also an ambassador for the Young Urban Arts Program.
Yeah, they just named me as one. I'm so chuffed because I've been working with them all this year, and I love what they do. So yeah, just to explain, they take this amazing bus round, like a production bus, with I think it's 7 stations of production equipment for kids to make beats on, and they go round estates and other places in London and basically just say, come and make some music. And with the idea is that it's music to help mental health a lot.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, nice.
So it's a bit like therapeutic in that way. Do you know what I mean? And also shows young people that there is an out.
Yes.
There is a sort of, there is music can be your living if you want it to be, and there's other things you can do. Yeah. So
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a great charity. And
How did you get involved in the first place?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that question.
What had happened was... Did they contact you?
Yeah,
or?
they must. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what happened. They invited me down to a session, and I was really impressed with it. And they're like, "Oh, we'd love you to get involved." And I was like, "I definitely want to be involved." And since then, I've done a few things, helped with a workshop for children who used to live in Grenfell Tower.
Wow.
And then last week I went to the AIM Awards with Young Urban Arts Foundation, which was amazing. To be surrounded by all the independent music labels and like Spotify and stuff, and that was an honour to sort of be down there. And the Kerry, the founder, did an amazing speech. So they were they were the charities, the charity of choice of the AIM Awards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I think I read that somewhere.
So so she did an amazing speech, and I'm sure we'll get a lot of link ups from them. But I'm very proud to be involved with them. They're doing amazing things.
Good.
Amazing.
And just to plug it a little bit, they're currently fundraising for bus renovations because it has to be off the road soon, unless they can raise some money. So if anyone wants to donate, the link is in the bio of my Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Definitely, we'll share
put
that
up in the description.
And
for
we'll
the
put it in.
show as well.
Yeah, we'll
Much
put it in the
love.
description. Just go back to the album quickly. So you've done the album. Sorry, the EP.
EP,
You've done the EP.
I mean, it's 7 tracks. If I was Kanye, it would be an album, right? So,
True.
I'm calling it an EP. I'll stay humble for now.
Yeah, exactly. What's the release plan for that? Is it going out on the label or is it all independent?
It's independent, yeah. It's independent. So it'll go out on the 21st of September.
Ooh.
Yeah, there'll be there'll be a party the night before, and then the next day I'm going to perform some pop-ups around London.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll announce those just before I do them, because otherwise I'll get stopped.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So I'm not going to say exactly where they'll be, but that'll be fun. And then I'll be performing at Grime Originals. I'll be performing for the first time some of those instrumentals at Grime Originals in the evening on the 22nd. So come check it out.
So
Fire in London.
What's the live setup like for you? Is it like a DJ and you? Or
Yeah. It's usually a DJ and me. It's usually me and Scratch DJ Rookie, and then or other DJs that I get put together with. That's about it. I've got plans for sort of a bigger band at some point, but for now, yes, it's me and DJ. Yeah.
Sick. Looking forward to it, man.
Thank you.
So that should move us nicely into the
topic of the week. Where did we pick that up from?
And the wickedest thing is we just did it at the same time.
I know.
Spooky.
I thought that was planned. No.
No. We just at this point we share a brain, so it's like I've forgotten the wording of it.
Is grime going back underground?
What's your opinion on that?
Big question. I find it a bit hard to answer that one because every day of my life is grime because that's what I do. So in my world, grime is huge. It's like, but I may be in a bubble. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you think about how many artists have really broken into mainstream, like as a household name, you can only name a couple.
Yeah.
So that it means it's not, you know.
Yeah, that's a good
'Cause
point.
It hasn't gone absolutely as big as in my head it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Was it ever mainstream, or was it ever fully mainstream?
Exactly. And was the real grime mainstream? I don't know.
Very good point. Yeah, I don't think it ever was. Really,
I think
the artists from grime.
the
Yes.
genre of grime. So in terms of mentions, grime is popular. It gets mentioned all the time.
Oh, the media love the word
Yeah.
grime. They just don't know what it means.
Yeah,
But apart from that,
And I think
Exactly.
sometimes it gets confused as well, because I feel like a lot of the Afro bashment artists as well get categorized as grime or as a grime MC.
there's
when
anything
they're not.
slightly rap-like.
yeah,
It's grime. Anything
Yeah.
that's UK rap is
Yeah.
considered grime.
Grime,
But
definitely.
grime is a lot more gritty than what's on the radio. And when I listen to the radio, it more or less all sounds the same. It's all like Afro bashment, Afro pop, essentially.
but then the media would pick it up as
As
well.
grime.
Not the media. Some media outlets will say, "Oh, you know that grime music."
Yeah. But then the other side of it is that I feel like, obviously, because of the negativity in the media, drill has now got more prominence than grime. Not
Yeah.
necessarily as a music genre, but in terms of mentions.
Yeah, as they say, all publicity is good publicity, isn't it? So even if it's a negative thing and they're hating on it, then but it is, people are talking about it.
Well, I mean, the same thing happened with grime when
Yeah.
it first came out.
Yeah.
I think it's youth music. Like drill is youth music. It's the music. It's the sounds that they've picked. It's almost pretty much exactly how grime came out.
Yeah.
In
So-
terms of like, you pick a sound, it has, it's got a very specific vibe about it, and everyone then the MCs are kind of what differentiates it a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it's their version of what we did back then.
But as musicians, how do you differentiate the genres? Because for me, I can't really tell the difference, if I'm honest. What makes something grime or what makes something garage?
I'll give my answer.
Yeah,
I'll
you.
throw it.
All right.
Okay, so
you go. You go.
So for me, so grime was always 140 BPM, so it's quite fast. And then you use ish.
I'm jumping in.
Ish, yeah.
It's not always 140.
Not
but
always.
yeah, more often than
More often. Oh, when it started, it was around that. The kind of sounds that you use and the kind of arrangements in terms of where the song goes, it's kind of repetitive. Back when it started, there was like 8-bar. You do one 8-bar and then you do another, and it kind of changes it up a bit. And it was mainly for dancers and MCs to jump on and do their bars. With garage, it was a bit more bubbly. There was a bit more like vocal samples, more like musical elements like chords and stuff like that, compared to grime, which was a bit more dark. And that's where I think the classical came from, because classical music is very dramatic. So
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
brings the
producers
drama.
sampled classical riffs, and it's very like dramatic and like cinematic. So yeah, that for me, they're the differences.
Yeah.
What's the
totally.
difference between grime and hip hop?
A lot in terms of the actual sound. So hip hop's a lot slower than grime. The MCs or the artists rap a lot slower. And I mean, typically hip hop was very sample based. So it would be samples from the 70s, 80s, like those kind of musical sounding songs. Obviously, it's evolved massively from there. But yeah, it feels like hip hop is like, for me, grime is UK hip hop. Because that was our version of doing what hip hop is, or rap music. That was our rap music. Is our rap music.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
What would you say though? What's the difference for you?
Obviously the tempo is the main thing they hear about it, and the flow that people spit on it. I don't know, grime. You're right. It's the UK. Like obviously, grime has now gone global. There's an Instagram account that I follow called Global Grime.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
amazed
I
by
know,
it.
it's mad.
It's mad, isn't it? Like I don't know what people are saying, and it's still amazing.
It's still grime.
It's still grime. But so like I can't. Yeah. So it's hard to answer now. But yeah, before it was very much. It was always a UK voice you heard on it anyway, and it was people have different flows, but you knew it was grime, and it's just a feel of it,
Just
and
the
the sort
feel.
of and
it makes you want to screw face. That's what it is. Like,
No, I'm literally doing it right now.
So if we're saying that grime, because the main question for those who are just like joining our live chat is like, is grime going back underground? But we kind of like determined that, was it ever mainstream in the first place?
No, exactly.
To go back underground. But who would you say is representing for grime now, like on the scene?
Do you mean underground or mainstream?
Mainstream.
Mainstream. Well, Stormzy's still flying that flag because
definitely be
he was
Stormzy.
a grime artist, but has also collaborated with other,
But
people with other genres.
do you think it's the collaboration that makes you mainstream? What is stopping the other? Because you're like immersed in it, like you're living, breathing it every day. You're the Grime Violinist, you know. But for me, obviously, I listen to radio, Capital Extra, Motown, and I hardly ever hear grime. But I'm thinking, how do you get to Stormzy's level? Like,
that is the golden question.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess if they knew, then
right?
I don't know, because he hasn't collaborated that much. He
did his own stuff before the collaborations.
Yeah,
didn't he?
before. and he came up by doing grime. Like that's what actually made him massive. Like the Shut Up freestyle. That was the moment where it kind of broke through. And that was him in the essence of grime, spitting in a park with bare man around him on a classic grime instrumental, spitting, and that's what sent him.
I don't know how that happened. I'm so glad it did, but yeah, you're right. I don't know what the answer of that.
What's in between Stormzy and the other grime MCs?
I don't know. I don't think there's a formula for it. I think it's a moment, and he was the one to be in that moment.
Yeah, he was the chosen one at that moment, and just like.
Because also at the same time, Anthony Joshua was coming to prominence, and he had a massive fight coming up, and he obviously had beef with whoever he was fighting. I can't remember his name. But they had like a debate before the fight, and the other guy was just chatting bare rubbish in AJ's ear, and he was just quiet. And then when he came out for the fight, he played Stormzy's "Shut Up."
Okay.
So it kind of makes a moment, and it makes it bigger than what it could be just on YouTube.
100%.
Yeah, but then also the whole was it GSAP marketing campaign was quite strong as well.
It was amazing. I saw it everywhere before I did.
Like posters popping up all over London, and you're thinking, what's that? So I'm thinking, like Stormzy must have a machine, but he obviously has a machine behind him. And I'm thinking, is that what the other grime MCs are lacking? Are they too comfortable being underground? Because do you think that sometimes the whole sellout argument comes into it, or they don't want to sign to a label?
People are probably worried about that.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
But I mean, when Stormzy's album came out, it wasn't on a label. It was just him and his team.
Apparently.
Well, we don't know, but
because you know what, there's always a label somewhere in there. I think personally, anyway, unless you have an amazing amount of funds. But then it's a label that's going to help you to reach. To have that massive reach that Stormzy has. Not always,
because it's not just labels. There's other teams that can invest in you as a musician. So publishers, tour companies, things like that. And if you've built up a big enough team of superstars, you don't necessarily need a label who have that team. So if you've built that, you're essentially, nowadays you can. You can. Well, not yourself, but with your team.
Yeah, because there's obviously a massive divide between what he's done and what everyone else is trying to do. But then that makes me think, like, if they don't do it soon, is the genre going to fade away?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
No, go ahead.
Like, it's survived this long. Like, you know,
it's like reggae. Like reggae is omnipresent. Like, it's always going to be there, whether it's pop culture at the moment or not. Is a different question. But we always know it's going to be bubbling.
Yeah, just because it may not be mainstream for a certain amount of time, it doesn't mean it's not there. And I think, I can't see it going away anytime soon. Definitely not. If you go to live grime events, the enthusiasm and the excitement that is there, and, you know, the fact that organisations like Grime Originals, I say organisations, go on Sharky Major, it's just you, boy. Putting on these events and so many people turning up to it, so many people getting gassed. Yeah. You know what one of the best things is about grime events compared with other events is that usually the people who have just spat on stage will come out and have like a drink or a smoke with with the people who've just watched.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very inclusive.
It's
like,
still got that feel. And
like
obviously
it's
not.
close.
Yeah, there's some stage shows which you wouldn't, and especially when you go to festivals and stuff. But yeah, it's humble.
Yeah.
It could also be that it's growing organically, so it's still at its very early stages. Because then, if you think back to hip hop's popular now. It's the biggest genre now, but it's taken years for that culture to develop. So
from the
now
early
it's
80s.
gone slightly mainstream, and it will have its turn again where there's another artist. But I think the good thing about Stormzy is that it's almost like when President Obama became president, it made everyone feel like, every black person that is, that one day you can do it too. So Stormzy may actually impress upon them, like, you can be big with grime and you can break through. So he's that paved the way.
Definitely.
So it may not be happening now, we may not be seeing it, but on the ground it's bubbling up. And
Well, it's interesting because we can't forget to mention Skepta in this discussion, because so I was in New York 3 years ago, and this is where I saw the resurgence of grime in like pop culture. Skepta was performing, and Novelist was performing as well, actually.
Yeah.
And I was in New York, and I've been New York loads of times from when grime started, but this is when I saw the audience in New York listening and watching Skepta, reacting and dancing and moving in the same way that we did in college. And this was where you was talking about watching or seeing grime artists across the globe and encapsulating that same vibe. That blew my mind. I was like,
literally,
oh my days, like you're actually moving and skanking in the same way that we did. Like, this is London culture. And then it proper threw me. I was like, so this is how you lot feel when you see us listening to hip hop.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, this is ours.
Do you think they're skanking in the same way because they've seen people in the UK do it, or do you think they've not seen that and literally the sound of grime makes you do that?
It has to be.
Yeah, I think so.
It has to be, because the same like reggae. Like, reggae makes you,
It's true.
you know what I mean? It makes you pop in a certain way. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just the vibes, isn't it? It's the music.
Yeah, I think Skepta went gold the other day in America with
probably.
I think the song with it might be the song with ASAP.
Yeah.
But
He produced that as well.
Yeah.
Absolute
And to be fair, he dominated that track for me.
No, Skepta's like his vibe is just next level, and that's another person who's stuck to
You're right.
to what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? And his name
got
is
that
global
sound as well. Yeah.
What about Wiley? Is he too?
No, why? He's a
obviously
godfather, man.
Godfather.
Yeah, like you can't say nothing. Like, for me, grime started when I heard Eskimo. That's for me.
He'll
like,
be respected world over.
And then everything he's done since then, he's put in more than probably anyone in terms of like the amount of tracks and stuff. Like, coming from being a producer to being an artist, well, an MC as well.
But what I love to see with him is that he still supports people up and coming, even like, people who are doing different things to him. Like, it's so amazing. Like, he's just really wants everyone to succeed, it seems to me. And that's such a beautiful thing. Because exactly. He opened the doors and he really wants people to fucking come in.
It's mad. It's mad. But everything that he's singing is just crazy. Like, literally being at the start of it and then peaking and then having songs like with Roll Deep and then changing that sound into like more pop thing, because Roll Deep went kind of like EDM kind of pop for a while, then retreating from that and coming back grime, like, sick.
Gee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a question that we won't be able to answer. I think it needs more time. But you have to watch it and see how it grows.
I think for me, I think it is underground, but I think underground of it being in London is now gone. It's gone to the whole of UK, and now it's gone to America and China and Australia and everywhere. Like,
and the scene is so strong at the moment. Like, it may not be mainstream. It may not be on every radio station, but if you just dig a little bit deeper and you go to a live event, you cannot say anything against that.
That could be the beauty of it, though.
Yeah, no, that is the beautiful. Yeah, definitely.
I think so. Yeah, and that's why something like drum and bass has lasted so long. Because every so often you will have the drum and bass song that kind of creeps back into the charts, but generally it's just omnipresent. It's always going to be at a festival.
It's like genres like house and that, they're never really going to chart, but then people who listen to that music, they know all the latest tracks.
And pop culture just gravitates to a sound for a while and then moves on. Like, it's kind of happening now with like a resurgence of dance music. and push away from quote unquote urban music. So it just happens. It's just that's pop culture, but it doesn't stop the actual vibe and the scene. The scene is solid. It can't go away because the vibe is too strong.
Yeah, I think it feels
power.
really strong right now.
Yeah.
Cool. So should we just talk a little bit quickly about our most creative thing that we've seen?
Yeah. What's the most creative thing you've seen in a while?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we all have to answer it, so I can start.
Oh yeah, we all answer
Want
it.
me to start? To give you some time.
Yeah,
so
you
the
start.
most
I have a
creative thing
think.
that I've seen is the Kanye West video
Oh yeah, sick. With Lil Pump.
with Lil
Yeah,
Pump.
that is dope.
I don't quite get
Ain't
it. Have
seen
you
it.
not seen it? They're in like these fat suits.
Oh, yes, I have.
Like,
Are they the square ones?
Square,
Yeah.
like fat suits, and I was
What?
just like, So you kind of look at it at first and you're just like, what the? But there seems to be a challenge with it because I've seen on Girls of Grime, I don't know, I can't remember the name of the MC, but she's done her remix of
Oh,
it.
right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Seen that,
With the
yeah.
actual song. Yeah, yeah. I
People
saw
doing
Cadet
remixes of the song as
Cadet
well.
do one as well.
Yeah, but the video is interesting.
Yeah, the video is good. It's I don't know who it's directed by, but I know it's exec produced by Spike Jones, who does like a lot of very, very, very creative visual stuff, and he works with Kanye a lot. But no, I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. We'll put a clip up in the
video,
show
yeah.
description. The most creative thing I've seen has been our Instagram at For the Creators
Big up
Podcast.
yourselves. Come on.
we do it regularly.
Yeah, no, yeah, we do. I haven't done it in a while, so I was plugging it. No, but there's an artist on there that engineered a watermelon into some sort of
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Okay,
Rewind.
so rewind. So he's turned a watermelon into some sort of like lantern. You know, like a
It
paper
looks like
lantern.
a lantern, yeah.
You know, you
Okay.
do with a paper.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fold
yeah.
paper. You cut it in a certain
Did
way.
it fly?
No, it doesn't fly.
Alright, calm down.
No, not one of them ones.
No, they paper lanterns fly.
Yeah, they do. But you know,
Watermelon.
you know, yeah, that'd be a bit too heavy to fly, I suppose. But you know, where you can cut it into a shape and then you open it up and it will create like some sort of pattern.
Yeah.
They've done it with a watermelon.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll show you afterwards. I've literally watched that video at least 30 times because you know in your brain you're trying to I can do it, so in my head I'm just like I'm sure that I can figure out how it intertwines, and then I just give up.
Yeah.
There's just no explanation for it. And then the phone rang.
It's aeroplane and silent. I'd just like to make that point. I don't know how that happened.
It's all good. It's all good. Anything creative that
Oh
you've
my
seen?
God, I'm drawing a blank, you know. I'm just so... sounds terrible, but my head is so in finishing EP
True.
that I haven't actually looked outside that in a good week.
No, but it
So
doesn't
it's
have to be
like-
anything external. It could be something
It could
that
be
you saw
yours.
in the studio.
Yeah, it's really up myself. But the only thing that I can think of is the fact that the videographer Oliver Morris shot me playing one of the instrumentals of the EP in Oxford Circus the other night. So it was like
cool.
we did it past hours, like in the small hours in the morning. So there was no one around, but we still had the neon lights. And the stuff he's done with the
nice.
camera is amazing. Like you can't actually see that we're in front of like Night Store or whatever. But he's just used the lights in a mad way.
Oh,
and
wow.
they're kind of all, yeah, it's madness.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Thanks. Sorry to big up my own stuff because
No,
I was
don't.
like,
Not.
I don't have any watermelon stories, but the
Watermelons
video
can
is
fly.
dope and it's releasing on the 21st. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be good to see. Yeah. Cool. So if you could, because we're coming to the end of the show now, so we're going to go back. If you could go back and speak to yourself in year 11, last day of year 11, knowing what you know now, what would you tell yourself?
Mad.
Being that you're age neutral, that doesn't reveal
Right, I
anything.
could actually be in the last
Technically,
year
you're
of
only
year
15.
11. You know, I'd say it took me a while to believe in what I did. And then when that happened, and it was definitely only a few, like, I don't know, a few years ago, everything changed. Like the belief in myself rather than having to be told by someone else that you know you're
validated
doing
by
to be
others.
validated by, like, because we grow up being validated by grades, by like praise, by like commendation, by like everything in our upbringing is kind of, you kind of work towards a
External to
goal,
you.
and then you leave sort of school and you're just like, oh, like how do I validate myself? And I found that quite hard. So definitely believing in what I did I think I wanted to come across as modest at all counts, but that kind of put myself down a lot. So definitely finding something you love and believing in it. As soon as I did that, people started to rate me because I rated myself, and it shines out of you. So
You attract
definitely,
what you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would say I wish I did that earlier, but everything for a reason. I wouldn't change anything. But yeah, that would definitely be it. And I see some people still not believing in themselves. I'm like, it's like, and then sometimes you see some people and they have that change, and you can't suddenly see in them. Okay, you now believe in yourself, and like, you know, their face is complete. Yeah, they fly. Yeah. And living your best life is definitely living it how you want, rather than seeing other people and comparing yourself is never going to be the one. So it's so hard at the moment with social media, especially, not to do that, but to find what you love and actually just do that and sod everyone else. Like, yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
Nice. Cool. Well, it's been great having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Really good conversation. Really fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on Instagram at the Grime Violinist, Twitter, that's at Grime Violinist, and YouTube as well, Grime Violinist. Pretty straightforward, really. And my EP of instrumentals is out on the 21st of September, Friday the 21st of September. So get your bars ready.
Get your bars ready.
Get those bars ready. I'm going to come with my bars.
Is that a promise?
Is that a promise? I'm expecting a hashtag Grime Violinist challenge from you.
On the ones and twos.
Come on!
I ain't promising nothing.
Okay, I'm not giving you all my bars, and you have to wait for that one.
Okay,
exactly.
I'm looking forward.
No, that'd be dope. Cool. So 21st September. Check out. What's the EP name? Have you
Grime
revealed it yet?
Violinist Instrumentals.
That's it? Okay.
It's basically straight to the point, because I do something that's out of the box already, and if I called it a random name, people would not pick up on it. So it gives it a kind of scope for a volume 1, volume 2, you know.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
saying.
Yeah, cool. All good.
Yeah, definitely. When you decide to do your challenge and anything that you're trying to do to promote the album, send it to us and we'll
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
No, it's our pleasure.
We lift each other up. Lift us up. I was meant to say that in other order, but you know what I mean. People, we rise by lifting each other up. That's what.
Yeah, there is no limit to success, is there? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
good.
guys. So thank you very much for tuning in to a very, very, very nice episode. You can find us on social media at For the Creators Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, and _the Creators on Twitter.
Yeah, and again, please like us and subscribe and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you hear this. I know I say it every time, but I'm going to say it every time. Yeah, please leave us a good review. Send us your notes, any feedback. We love to hear from you guys. That's at forthecreatorsshow@gmail.com. And DM us on Instagram at For The Creators Podcast. I know we said it already, but saying it again. Yeah, and I appreciate you being here with us.
And go buy the Grime Violinist's EP.
Yeah, stream that.
Thank you.
Stream that, download that, whatever you want to do. Actually, she's going to be doing a playlist for us as well, so look out for that.
Yes. All good. Cool. Thanks, guys.